you, right? And the other people I go live with, the sponsors. So I felt like once a month, maybe people will listen a little more intently and we give them some really good information that can help them.
Right. And it's really nice to be able to condense. That's why it's like what's hot and what's not. It's kind of going to be probably our focus. Like we can update every month about what's new and what we're not going to be doing. So
I like that. All right. So let's talk about what's hot and what's not in social media.
All right. So the first thing on hot is Instagram Reels. Like that's all we've been hearing. You go through your feed on Instagram and what do you see? It's videos and Reels. And then like every fourth or fifth one would be a static image. So Reels are important. I still think static images are important. And I'll tell you why in just a little bit under the not what's not. But Instagram Reels are getting 2.5 times more engagement.
The pressure.
I know, but as you can tell, even when we're doing some reels with you and stuff, people don't have to overthink them. Like a simple video of frontier designers, even of walking into a new place, of showing them putting in a new cabinet, different things. You could put a little bit of text overlay. It doesn't have to be a lot as long as it provides some value.
Okay.
So, but that is what is this new thing that nobody wants to miss. If you've been using stories like we've been recommending all along and you have highlights, Instagram just released a new feature that not everybody knows about yet. So they will now convert your highlights to Reels.
Wait a minute. Okay, so your highlights are the little circles at the top over your wall.
Yes. Yes. So now if you picked up your phone, go into your Instagram.
Into my Instagram.
I tried it this morning. I didn't convert it to Reels because I don't have as strong of a highlights, but you have some really good highlights that you could easily use for Reels. So you click on one of your highlights.
So I can click on motivation.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you will see in the bottom right corner, it should say like more with 3 little dots.
Yeah.
Click on that.
Convert to Reel.
Yes. And so once you convert it to Reel, you can select audio from the search, suggestion, or save music. You can edit your Reel, and when you're happy with what you've cropped out, you can hit done and post. So for the designers that have been doing stories and saving their stories to highlights all along, because I know that there are some that will do before and after in progress and stuff, it's a great way to even showcase who you are just a little bit. And you can say, you can even do like a love starting our Monday with this. And like, people just want to be inspired.
Well, I just recorded your tip, by the way. I had my phone on video. See, this is what, when people say to me, I don't know what to post on social media, I get it. But if you just record yourself doing what you do, that's what you end up being able to post.
Correct. Or even like some of yours recently, we've been using Millie just walking around. Like
my dog, she's part of my brand.
I think we're overthinking it. I know I do. I overthink it. Just taking a step back. But that's really good news for those that are afraid to make reels and you have highlights. This is a secret thing. Not everybody's doing it yet. So you can be on the forefront of doing it. So.
Oh my God. So are we going to post a reel for me under one of my?
Well, this just became recent in the last little bit. So.
Right. This is actually really exciting. Okay. So just to recap, if you guys are coming on later, go back and watch from the beginning. But what Kim just shared is that if you're using highlights on your Instagram, which are the circles above your wall, those highlights can now be turned into reels, which is just by a press of a button, choosing some music and letting it be published.
Right.
Okay. And reels are the place to be. Little videos are being watched 2.5 times more than static images being looked at.
Yep. Their engagement is just so much higher. Okay. And so that brings us next to the next Instagram thing on what's not. And I've been a big promoter of carousel posts because carousel posts were right behind Instagram Reels for showing up in the algorithm. Well, they changed it. They're actually showing that static images are performing better than Instagram or than carousels, simply because people are getting used to short form content. So, and it's carousel, we would normally do like 5 tips to promote your brand. and then each carousel post would have a tip. Now the recommendation is put those 5 tips right on one static image because people don't even want to scroll to go and look at the carousel post.
Oh my God. Ah, it's so hard to keep up with people's attention spans. Hi, Betsy.
It is.
Uh,
It is. Hey, Betsy. Yes. So that's why,
okay.
what I always say is try and test and see what works for your audience. But if you're doing carousel posts are a lot more work. And if you're doing them and you're not getting the response that you want, try taking that same information and creating a static image and seeing what kind of response that you get.
I have to tell you what I'm observing with my own social media. And, I know we have coaches who watch these as well because we're streaming live on YouTube and stuff, is less words seem to be more. People are going quickly. So if you're writing a whole paragraph, they're not reading it.
Right, right. Unless it's
Sure.
somebody that's training and doing a special teaching on something, or you've got to be pretty specific. But we have to think that our client is a lot like us when we're consuming the information on social media. And how much time do we have?
And what catches our eye, right?
Right.
So if you're a coach or consultant watching this, what is catching your eye? If you are an interior designer, what is catching your eye? Go and do what's catching your eye
Right.
in order to get
Right. What I like to do when if I'm stuck on content, like what do I do? What do I create? Is I will just scroll through the Instagram feed and find out where it makes me stop. And then what makes me stop, kind of use that as a guideline or inspiration on what kind of posts that I want to post. So that's kind of a good rule.
Okay.
So now I would like to share a little story on one of our clients to encourage those that are frustrated with Instagram and frustrating with posting on social media. So we have a client that we only post twice a week. And sometimes it's not even that. If she doesn't have the content, it might be not even for a week. So maybe 4 to 6 times a month. And so we're like, is that really enough or not? So we've been doing this for over a year. And when she started with us, now we do not do, like, I'm not doing a big Google push or anything, or messing with the Google algorithms, but we do post to her Google My Business, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. That when she started, she was like on page 15 or 20 of Google when people would search for her. She messaged me the other day, and when she did a search, she showed up number 1 from hers. And when I searched, she was down to like number 5, but still she's showing up on first page. So it's showing that the consistent posting with the keywords, with the hashtags and the branding does get you noticed. So you may not get a new client necessarily from Instagram, but if someone is searching interior designers in New York City or Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and you are posting consistently across all the social platforms, that helps you show up more. So I want everyone to be encouraged that, yes, the more you post, the more people get to know you and your brand. But if you're really don't have the resources and you're really limited on time, posting at least once a week is just to keep your brand consistent and having good quality content.
It's so important. I see so many people bail quickly. They're like, well, I'm paying someone to do my social media and I haven't gotten one client. I'm like, you're being very myopic in your thinking. It's not just about getting one new client in 6 months. It's about that cross posting across platforms that's going to drive your ability to be found up. And
Correct.
It takes time. And every time you pull the plug and then restart again, it's stopping that bicycle from moving.
Right.
It takes longer to get it going again. It's just starting.
Right. And if you're posting, like a lot of the clients that will hire us at the entry level point, it's just for us to do brand consistency and posting. So chances are, to be realistic, you might not get clients from what we're posting. If you want us to get clients, that's a different approach. That's when you're doing engagement. That's when you're researching hashtags. It's a different level of, yeah. And that's the same with if you're doing it yourself too, that if you need that engagement to be able to really focus in on that growth.
Right. I get it. Totally get it. I love it. All right. So Betsy is saying, I'm all about a pretty and interesting picture.
Yes.
It's true. Like I was, what was I looking at? I have to find it again. There's an Instagram account that posts the coolest latest and greatest technology in interior design. And every time I see it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I want to repost it, right? So posting cool things and a pretty picture, anything interesting is definitely a huge benefit. And
Yeah.
Masha is saying, this is a good point. Okay, so Masha's finding a bigger font on static imagery can capture attention better than smaller font because you're able to see it if the title format without clicking on it. If it catches your attention, you'll click on it. Oh, look what Be Live is doing. It's new. It's actually scrolling up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. See,
Yes.
Masha, thank you for letting me know that Be Live, which is the system I use to do these broadcasts, actually created a new feature, a scrolling for long comments. So I love that. So yes, I actually agree with that. For me, I think it also matters who your ideal market is, right? So if you're going after Gen Z versus empty nesters, right? It's different. Like for me, absolutely a bigger font on a pretty picture or a short video is going to capture my attention. But for a younger generation, they might be looking for something different. So it's really getting to know the generation of your ideal client also and trying
Correct.
to appeal to how they want to see their imagery on these social media platforms.
Right, right. And the testing, testing, testing. See what works. If something works, try it again in a different way. Like,
Yes, and don't get stuck on, well, it's obviously working for that person, but I did it and I got nothing. Okay, well, then don't keep copying everyone else. Really create your own good feeling about your social media. And I always go back to this story when I talk about this. When I was doing the perfect picture feed on my wall, what did I do? I was like, this doesn't feel like me. Like it was what I was reading it should be. So I tried to do it. And then I was just every time I looked at my own social media, I thought, I don't even like what I'm posting. It's not me. I'm not perfect. I'm messy. I'm not going to have the perfect feed.
right,
And when I switched it, it didn't matter to me whether I was getting any engagement or not, even though I still do. It felt more like me. So I think that's important to talk about also.
right. Yes. And really, people want to do business with people that are doing real life. And
Yes.
when you seem too perfect, or it's interesting, we do social media. So my Instagram feed is a lot about social media. One time I posted about breast implant illness. That post actually did the best of everything I posted on social media, but people want to know the real life. And so posting real life, that's why pictures of Millie work, because people love little dogs.
And I
You
love
know,
my
so
dog.
right. Or pictures of even us, having coffee or doing things. They want to see that human connection.
Yes.
And across the board with all of my clients, I can tell you that if they post a picture of themselves, even the designers, sometimes over the pictures of even their beautiful designs that they do,
Yep.
pictures of themselves, even with messy bun and sweatpants, it's going to get higher engagement.
It's so true. I was filming my my body language course, and I know there's a time where I said, get used to seeing yourself.
Yes.
Because I think what happens when people first tip their toe into, I'm going to post a picture about a picture of me, they don't like what they see. When they do a video, they don't like what they hear. They don't like what they see, and they just start beating themselves up. Instead, it's sometimes a matter of getting used to what you're seeing and desensitizing yourself to
Correct.
your own image, and then being like, you know what? Yeah, it's good. I'm going to put it out there. And once you put it out there, if it's not perfect, it actually gets even more response than the perfect pictures.
Right. Because social media still has the word social in
Yes.
it. So people connect with that. And so I encourage you to share. I encourage you to try the highlights. If you've got highlights, try it to convert it to a reel and see what happens. And just see what happens. Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. Go have a great Wednesday. Thank you again, Kim, for all your tips every time we're together. And tell everyone how they can get you to help them with their social media and where they should go.
Okay, well, you can visit us at our website, freshimpactllc.com or kimvanderpool.com. And right now we had a special in February for our audits and actions, which are $297, but they're going up to $497. But we've extended the special into March. So it's a great way for someone to get their social media marketing looked at, their platforms looked at, optimized, and an action plan for a relatively inexpensive cost.
Love it. You guys should all do it. If you haven't done this yet, it's time to do it. Social media is changing so fast, you cannot possibly keep up by yourself. And I thank my lucky stars every day that I have Kim and her team handling my social media, because I could not keep up at all with everything that goes on. So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone. I will see you next time. Actually, I think I'm seeing them tomorrow, and Kim and I will see you next month.